So I'm going to take you back to the year of February 2020. The world was in a panic to buy PPE. Canada has come to realize that we are short on supply. The federal government has destroyed millions of dollars in PPE and it did not restock. Hospitals are running low, nursing homes are running out, prices are skyrocketing, and governments of all levels are asking Canadian manufacturers to step up. And I know that many businesses that belong to the Coalition of Concerned Manufacturers and Businesses retooled to manufacture PPE to join the fight. So tell us about that for you and how you retooled. I know that's a Herculean effort to completely retool your plant. We have some pictures, and we'd like you just to walk us through the steps that you took and what it was like.
Well, we received a call from the Regional Health Board to make gowns. And so not having the material to make it, we had to repurpose the life jacket, the PFD gown material to make the gowns. So the first 10,000 gowns we made were life jacket material gowns. And those are the red gowns that you see here in the photo.
So we have some pictures here. So walk us through the pictures.
And that's Patrick from the Cambridge Hospital receiving his first order. He was very excited to see the facility and to receive his first shipment of gowns in that photo.
And I'm sure it was an amazing feeling because I know that a lot of the hospital administrators were panicking that we weren't going to have proper
and it took a while to
gear.
get there with the certification and the
So tell us about the certification. You just don't start making gowns and gloves. You have to go through a certification process.
And they provided us a consultant. So we had the facility certified as well as the gown certified. The gowns were tested in Montreal at a lab.
Okay, great. Now you also did some gowns for first responders. So we're going to take a picture, look at this picture,
yes,
and tell us about this.
So the firefighters, they wanted to wear the gowns over their bunker gear because they didn't, when they go onto a scene, they have to decontaminate their bunker gear, and that's a lot of work. So putting the gowns over top allowed them to do it, just change out the gowns and move on to their next appointment.
So also very exciting.
Yeah.
So tell us, how did you approach your plant? I mean, you just don't go in one day and start making gowns and gloves. There's certain things you have to do in your plant other than certification. How do you reorganize your plant and your staff?
Well, and the staff embraced the change. A lot of them thought they were going to be laid off and things were going to get a little rough during this layoff, but they all embraced. The hospitals came together to show us what they wanted to see in the design. We made the first few prototypes. They liked them. And we had to buy some machinery, but not a lot. And the rest was...
And how did you find, was there a training gap, or was it very easy to pivot from making flotation devices to making gowns?
It was fairly easy. The gowns were pretty simple. It's like falling off a log compared to making some of the more complicated PFDs and shirts that we make.
So one of the things I know that a lot of manufacturers talked about was in those early weeks, their employees were afraid. Yep. People were scared to come to work. Manufacturers kept going. They didn't stop for a minute. So talk to us a little bit about how did you get your employees to work and how did you overcome some of those challenges?
Well, first of all, we gave them an incentive and some extra pay to come in. We introduced more lunch breaks so that they could distance themselves from one another. We had more cleaning coming in once a day on all the washrooms and the touch areas. We propped up all the doors so that they didn't have to touch a door going in and out of lunchrooms or the building, and there's sanitizer stations throughout.
So did you have any employees that were afraid to come to work, and how did you manage through that?
Well, we did have some, and we, at that point, we said, look, you don't have to come into work. So we did the best we could with what we had.
And did you have staff shortages at that time? What did you do to manage through that?
Well, what we did, we actually had to contract some work out to some home sewers, move some stuff up to Salus, and the synergy between the two companies worked well for us to be able to do that.